because it doesn't look the same now. We'll see what happens. Okay. I'm going to go here and we're going to invite, oh no, participants. There we are. Invite, copy invitation. What the heck's going on here? It didn't give me a, because it doesn't look the same now. Okay, hold on. All right, I got it. It's working. Let me go to at the bench. I'm going to put in the link.
Okay.
Where's at the bench? Jeez. There we are. This thing just keeps growing and growing and growing. I can't find shit.
Yeah.
New topic. Wednesday. WEDNESDAY. That is a weird name.
Yeah, isn't that the weirdest spelling
Yeah.
in the English language, man?
SDM. And paste.
Probably something related to Vikings or something, because Thursday is Thor's Day.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hang up, go to at the bench and come in on Zoom. Okay,
You want me to hang up the phone?
hang up the phone. We'll have all kinds of echoes. Come in on Zoom. Right. Okay, there we go. Go here. Yeah. All right, there's Steve. So it did work. Well, guys, we're trying to get stuff situated so Steve can run the Zoom meeting, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. I mean, I'll have to start it.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, Zoom don't look the same now.
Sorry, searching to get started. Oh, I'm not signed in anymore. All right, there we go.
Need to get the chat box up because I can't see. Can you see the chat at all? I couldn't. I couldn't see it across the room
Yeah, I
anyway.
can see the chat box.
Okay, keep an eye on the chat box because first off, you know where the screen is for me, way across the room, and I can't read that far. Those little letters all the way across the room.
Tony Dallas is already in.
I'm sure that the meeting will probably be pretty big. We're only going to run it for an hour, go 8:15, and that's it. So what I think is going to have to happen is I'm going to have, seeing as that I cannot start a meeting from my phone, unless any of you guys out there know how to start a Zoom meeting from your telephone, please let me know. I can't figure it out. It doesn't have the buttons to start a meeting. And I'll put this here.
We got 8 watching and 4 likes.
Well, come on in. It's the link is posted on at the bench. I've loaded some stuff up already. You know, I'm having second thoughts about taking all those propellers.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, because they're all big. Nobody's going to run them big props.
Oh, they're too big for most.
Yeah, I got some 11s. You know, I might take the 11s and 12s and 13s, but 14s tops. But I think I'll leave all them big propellers at home. That box is heavy, real heavy. And you know what you could do? You could, well, no, because you can't. You have to get the code. Do you have to enter the code to get in?
No.
I'm debating whether to take the vortex.
Oh,
Yeah. It hasn't been flown yet.
ah,
Let's get Joe Gilbert on here. I'll call him and tell him because you don't know we're having this. But he seems to be pretty interested in my well-being, so we'll message him. Call Joe Gilbert. My phone's acting really weird because it's raining out. The weather is terrible.
yeah. Did you get everything loaded or no?
He's voicemail. He's probably on the phone.
No, did you get everything loaded in your truck, in the trailer?
No, not yet. I got my expensive stuff inside here. I'll load in the morning. My computer
Yeah, yeah.
and that stuff. And my blue Viper is still sitting there. It won't take me long. 5
No.
o'clock in the morning to get it in there. But I did load 2 airplanes already.
All right.
I got 2 airplanes for sale for you guys going to Rodax. I got the Viper Profile, which has a Brian Gardner ST-46 in it. And my Carumba. Now these are not cheap, so bring your wallet. $500 on the Profile, $1,000 on the Carumba. And it really is cheap if you think about it. Now, yet Stinko costs $4,000. They are nice though. And I got some other stuff I'm going to sell. Bunch of motors and stuff. Come stop by John's and pick up a bunch of engines. Let's give Joe Gilbert another call. Let's see. Or I can just message him. Okay. We are having a meeting tonight, Joe. Why don't you join us? The link is in at the bench. Period. Okay. Unless he's not home, he could be out doing Joe stuff.
Yeah, could be out flying. Although I don't think the weather's very good in Tulsa right now.
No. I just looked at the Carmichael's weather and it's going to let up Wednesday. So it'll be good for the contest. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's not supposed
Oh,
to
good.
rain. Let me pull that up real quick. Of course, this is the phone app, so let's see. St. Louis, Muncie, Dayton, Indianapolis, and Carmichael's. Today it was 87. Tomorrow it's rain. Friday it's rain. Saturday it's rain. Sunday it's rain. Monday it's rain. Tuesday it's rain. Then Wednesday it's sunshine and 80. Thursday it's 81. Friday's cloudy and 83. That's as far as it goes. So we'll see. Either way, it'll be a fun trip. We always have a good time. For you guys watching, like I said, the link is in at the bench. We're only going to run this meeting an hour tonight, so we got like 50 minutes left. This was kind of a test run to see if we could get Steve to run the meeting from his house. But unfortunately, these idiot kids have made shit so complicated, you can't use it. What's going on in the chat? Anything?
Tony Dallas. How do you pull out a warp in a wing that was covered with monocoat?
Same way you do one with silk span, steam it straight, then shrink the monocoat back down. I've done it a bunch of times. Not a problem. Trust me, I can steam a surfboard straight.
Wow.
Just gotta get a lot of steam on it, Gotta get it hot.
And using steam on monocoat or a doped finish won't hurt it,
No,
but heat might, like from a heat gun.
well, probably, yeah, because,
It's hotter than steam, right?
yeah, no, it's just concentrated.
Ah,
Steam goes everywhere,
okay.
You gotta get it, the steam wets the wood and makes it like a noodle. And you
Even through paint, dope.
even through paint and dope, yeah.
All right.
Even through monocoat, even if it's a foam wing.
Hmm.
Now you wouldn't think that you could straighten a foam wing, but I did marks. A lot of people, I mean, it might take a couple of times to do, but you just get it real hot and it'll get real mushy, and you just move it where you want it
And hold it.
and hold it till it cools.
Take
The best thing to
off.
do, if you got enough hands, if you have one person to hold the airplane, one guy to move the wing back and forth over this tea kettle, over the steam, flipping it over and get it real mushy, and then twist it, and then take a hair dryer, not a monocoat gun, but a hair dryer, and heat everything up with the hair dryer as it's cooling off. You're bringing the temperature down slow, and it will stay better. Yeah, I just don't know about taking this one. It'd be the first flight up there. I mean, I got room. I could do it, but the weather's crappy. It's raining right now.
Yeah, we had another
Tornado.
tornado warning here. I
It
don't
touched
think
it.
it
touched.
reached the ground. I think it was
Oh, I
just
think
up in the.
I've heard it did in Clayton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You might check it. Let's see. Because Joe even messaged me, how'd you do on the tornadoes? Well, they don't seem to bother me.
Hmm.
Did the tornado touch down in St. Louis today? Tornado threat clears St. Louis Metro. Rain and thunderstorm 4 hours ago. So that's it. So I guess it cleared it. A tornado threat Wednesday was cleared the St. Louis region and warned storms rolling through the area around 3 p.m. Wednesday. Initially, a zero tornado warning ended at 4 o'clock. Some parts of St. Charles, Greater St. Louis County, and City. Tornado notch was not issued before tornado warning, meaning Wednesday's warning was rather uncertain compared to recent storms. That means they're behind the curve. Current forecast calls for rain and thunderstorms through much of Wednesday afternoon and evening, though tornado no additional tornado warnings and watches are expected as of 4 p.m. Missouri State Highway Patrol spokesman has confirmed minor damage around 6 homes in West St. Louis County at 4 p.m., but Wednesday no injuries have been reported at this point. So, not a big deal. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You just don't worry about it.
Right.
Man, it's windy outside. That the day the tornado hit my apartment complex there in Ohio, when I did that, opened the door and I looked outside. Man, it's windy outside. and shut the door. I didn't realize, I'd never been in a tornado. I didn't realize it was a tornado tearing the buildings up till the power went out. And then I had a battery in my trailer, car battery.
Yeah.
I've since got rid of it. I had a battery in the car trailer, and I got an inverter in the trailer still. I brought the car battery and the inverter inside, and I had lights and television and internet going while
Wow.
everybody's power was out for days.
Oh, man.
Well, you can't. Now I got the generator.
Yeah. Can't run that inside.
No, but I could run it outside. I got a 100-foot extension cord.
There you go.
I'm pretty resourceful when I have to be. I got two inverters. I got 800-watt inverter for inside my car, so I can charge my phone and e-cigarette batteries and all that while I'm driving. I sure hope Bob made those flaps to the plans exactly or maybe a little longer, that I can cut and trim them down, because I don't know how they're going to fit on your airplane. We did fairly good getting them in there, getting them set up right. I got 4 monocell batteries today.
Oh,
Yeah. It says do not use in e-cigs. And that's exactly what I'm doing with them. So I called 18650 batteries today and said, "What's this warning on the e-cig thing?" He said, "That's just for liability." I said, "They're not going to blow up, are they?" "Oh no, they'll be fine."
Hmm.
So we're going to try them for the first time right now. I just got them charged. But I figure if they'll fly a model airplane for 6 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever, they ought to be able to run an e-cigarette for a day. We're going to know real quick here. Ain't you got nothing to talk about?
Check chat again.
Here comes Joe Gilbert.
Let's see. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says happy Wednesday. Modir 43 says Chesterfield touchdown. Streaker and Kerrs Mill Road. Strecker and Kerrs Mill Road.
I can only read what they post. Boom! Well, I'll tell you what, they're more powerful than the batteries that I got.
Yeah.
Yep. These are supposed to be 3,300 milliamp, but we'll see what happens.
The same amount as the ones you had?
More. 2,700 is what the other ones are. Yeah, we'll see. He typed me back with an okay. See if we didn't screw this up. Of course, you came in, so it worked.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to have to start them, but I'm going to immediately turn it over to you.
That's fine.
Because that way I can get it running on YouTube.
Yeah, without the gyrations that we tried to deal with.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how Charles, well, I gave Charles ownership permission of my channel, and I'm just not going to do that again.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I had a lot of faith in Charles. He didn't screw me over. He could have.
No, I wouldn't screw you over either, but I wouldn't recommend that you, I wouldn't want that kind of
Responsibility.
access.
Yeah, one button, it could have went away.
Yeah, too easy to screw things up.
Come on there, Joe. Maybe he's driving.
Might be.
He's got to get to his iPad. Joe iPad. How many watchers we got?
We have 10, 10 watchers. See how many likes. We have 10 watchers and 9 likes.
Well, which one of you guys is sleeping? Gary?
Yeah, it's probably Gary.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know whether I ought to take this or not.
Were you
Take
going to
off.
sell it or were you going to fly it?
I'm gonna fly it first to see how it flies.
Well, if you got room, you might get lucky on the weather one of those days, get a break in the rain. And
Oh, you dog. Yeah, this hasn't been out to the park or anything yet.
oh,
Nothing. I have to do something I'm not supposed to do, but I'll do it anyway. Or I could go get that other thing, the step stool. I probably should do the step stool because I'll end up falling on my ass. Where is it? Where is the step stool? I don't see it. Oh, shoot. Well, it's right here. Any closer, it would have bit me. One little tiny nail is what holds that airplane on the wall.
well, doesn't have to hold much weight.
No. £3. Yeah, I guess I can take it. Yep. I guess Joe's sleeping. Or maybe he's got shit weather and he can't get on. Boy, the dust is unreal. Yeah, we could take it. I'm hoping to leave 2 there. I asked John's wife if she wanted to sell that golf stream. Phil Bailey wanted it, but Bailey better bring lots of money with all the stuff he wants to buy.
Yeah.
I know he's buying some stuff from Bob. Don's gonna be there. Don, oh, my Navy buddy. What the hell's his name? I can't think of his name. Huh. Got built that real pretty blue airplane. When I first met him, he built like crap, and I gave him some pointers, and man, I should have watched out. I should watch out. He built really good. Oh. Let's see, what the hell is his name? Unbelievable. I do not know why I can't think of his name. Don Jenkins.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Don, just CRS is kicking in. You gotta talk, Steve. I gotta have something to talk about.
Well, the that plane that's in front of you, it's completely ready to go. You don't have to do anything but put fuel in it and start.
That's it.
Okay.
I think it's
Are you
balanced.
actually going to enter anything?
Am I entering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna enter N30 and PA.
N30 and PA, but not profile?
Well, it depends. If I sell the profile, how can I enter it?
Yeah. James Clark says, I listen to the app when cleaning shop and reloading or fixing AI. Just listen to the app when reloading and model planes.
What app?
I guess he's talking about YouTube. We got 15 watchers now.
Well, it's kind of a boring show tonight because this was just a trial run to get ready for Brodax. And we failed, so back to plan A.
So
This
we got 16 watchers and 11 likes.
Come on, you 5 guys, wake up. Take that off. I don't want any black shit on my airplane. Oh. And I'm gonna leave behind a bunch of stuff. I think this airplane needs another coat of clear, to be honest with you. But I don't want to make it any heavier than it already is. Joe Gilbert, come on in.
Are you buffing it?
What?
Are you buffing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what you should be doing to your airplane. Of course.
before
need
the
to
clear?
Yeah, the regular dope will buff out.
No. So I don't have a fancy buffer like you got.
Yeah, you could borrow this one. Come on over and borrow it.
Let me get something. I do have something that might work.
Variable speed drill.
No, it's not a drill.
It's been drying now for a couple of months. That one. It's got some thinner on it. Pick up all these towels off the bench so I don't get any thinner on this. Got some scratches right there. I'm gonna have to sand this again. I don't know where Steve went. I'm always by myself. Some scratches there. One coat of spray shine would make this thing look great, but boy, it'd be a turd then.
All right, so I got this thing.
Yeah.
It's called Synoshi.
Okay. It's got a buffing pad on it. Yeah.
Got
How
two
fast?
speeds.
How fast does it turn?
I don't know. And then here's a buffing pad, but I haven't figured out how to put it on.
You stick it on there. Here comes Joe. iPad.
Doesn't stick. There's no sticky. Guess I got to
You
look
got-
at the directions.
That's a good thing to do.
So did you get your trailer loaded in the rain?
Half of it. I'll load the rest in the morning.
Okay. You got
Yeah.
hooked up though. They talked on the news like you guys had some serious bad weather out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
There's your airplane you're taking with you.
One of them.
One of them.
I'm going to take my Viper profile, Carumba, Simply Blues, and maybe this one. Maybe. This has never been flown yet. You want to do the honors and give it the first flight?
Yeah, is the CG good on it?
I think so.
Okay, you done all the math. You did all the math.
I think it's close. It's a little
Math,
far
we
back.
don't need no stinking math.
We need the math. We got to have the math.
It's a little far back for my liking, but here, I'll show you. Let's go to this camera.
Like he puts it to his belly, makes it move. That's funny. John got a haircut and a mustache and beard trim.
Which guy? Well, who?
You look like you got a haircut.
Oh, I trimmed my mustache. Didn't get a haircut. I just trimmed it a little bit right here.
That's not any too far back, Robert.
Right
So
there.
about the high point, isn't it?
It's a little ahead of the high point.
That's maybe no.
Yeah,
It'll be
that's-
safe. It'll be
that's
safe
safe.
right there.
Yeah, that's safe.
I don't know that people probably bench trim their airplanes good enough before they fly them. Truth be known, I
agree
don't
with you.
know that people do that good enough. You need to know where the CG is and where the lead outs are and the flap and the elevator. There's a lot of stuff you can do ahead of time to help yourself.
I got a
Gary's
little,
coming in.
I got a little bit of down elevator in it.
But you don't run any down thrust on those, so the
No.
down elevator, if it's just a little bit, probably won't hurt you.
It's down a 64th, maybe 32nd.
That ain't much.
That probably won't hurt you. That might act to your advantage.
My trouble with having down elevator, it means it's up flap and level flight. It'll hunt inverted. You know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
if it hunts one way or the other, you got to fix that.
yeah.
The reason for this meeting tonight is we were trying to get Steve set up on starting the meeting from his house. That's going to be an impossibility for some stupid reason.
Well, I sure can't do it.
Did you give me any, Bob, did you give me any rights as to do anything in Zoom?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
If you want them, you can have them. I'll make you the host. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's all you gotta do is make me the host?
Yeah.
Oh,
To bring
okay.
it on Friday evening, you mean? For
Yeah,
the Friday evening show?
yeah.
Well,
And Monday.
and Friday again, because I won't be back that Friday.
Oh,
night.
that's right. We're still there Friday night. That's right.
So you're going to have 3 meetings.
3 meetings, wow.
Yeah. Ooh.
You can do it. You're the Nats judge.
Steve,
do
Steve, you
can.
could do it. You just got the personality for it.
Okay,
I got to go in at, set this all up at 8 o'clock, Brodak time.
8 o'clock there,
Yeah.
be 7 o'clock here.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock here.
Probably yesterday somewhere else, but Can't figure
No,
that
it's
out.
tomorrow somewhere else.
Oh my goodness.
That's where caffeine is. It's tomorrow already.
And maybe Jake Moon.
Jake, yeah, Jake's in tomorrow.
He's in tomorrow if he's in the Philippines
Yeah,
or wherever he is, and not Philippines.
he's on the other side of the international date line.
Yeah, he's
So
he may
got-
be in town right now. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
Jake Moon is
Oh, Jake.
Singapore, isn't it? It's Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
Yeah. Singapore, but I don't think he's there now.
I think he's in town or in America, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. I was talking to Steve Moon, that's his dad,
Yes.
and he mentioned something about him going somewhere and then another trip for somewhere else for a wedding, and he's trying to finish his airplane for the Nats.
Is he going to be at the Nats, Stephen?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
But then he'll
Fantastic.
then he'll go back to Singapore shortly after.
When's
like
Jake's birthday? You
within
remember,
days.
Coley?
It's during the Nats.
I think Jake's birthday's during the Nats are real close to that time.
Oh, cool. We'll do something to embarrass him then.
Oh, that boy, he's a good lad. He's a fine guy.
little overdressed for flying, but
Oh, I love it. I think it's great. It's great. I think he's a really good judge too.
Well, if he doesn't get the airplane done, he will be a judge.
Oh, will he? Oh, good. Well, maybe he will. I've stood with him out watching people fly and talk about stuff, and I am convinced he knows what he's doing, Steve.
Well, that's what Steve told me. I
Well,
don't-
he's had the opportunity to watch a lot of pretty good flyers fly.
Dang right he has. He's judged the Nats. He and Steve judged
he
together
has.
one time.
I remember when he was just a kid.
Oh my goodness, you sucker about that at Tucson, and I don't know what year, 7 or 8 maybe. I was flying to Barson with the Fox 35, and it quit on the outside maneuver somewhere. And I was on that north circle, so I was gonna whip it over to that grass area to the northeast or to the north, and I was whipping. I was gonna make it, and I stopped and I stood there, and all of a sudden I see Jake, and he's squatting down playing in the rocks. So I pulled it, whipped it up, and went over his head, and it stalled and crashed the other side of him and doing right into the curb. And he said, "I've had nightmares about that thing. That airplane was going over my head.
Oh, my
It was
goodness.
just whistling."
I seen a guy hit with an airplane when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yep. Came around, hit him right, bam, right in the chest.
I've caught Dad's airplanes when I was a kid. I'm talking about Fox 35 airplanes. They'd quit upside down. You might catch my airplane. Get out there in the middle. And I just put my arm down and he'd hit me in the chest and I'd catch it. But it wasn't running, of course. It was inverted upside down and didn't want to break a needle valve.
I forget what year it was, but I was at VSC and Southwick was flying, or wasn't flying, but you know that little small circle they're kind of there on
The north side.
yeah, and it's basic. I guess it's a racing circle. It's primarily for 40-foot lines or something like that. It's on the grass.
Yep.
Anyway, we were out there and walking by the end, and people were using that to practice on. Some guy went by with 70-foot lines on that thing, or 7. Anyway, Ed was walking by, and Ed, wasn't very tall, and that plane came by, and that wing just took the top of, hit him on top of the head, took his cap right off.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh,
and it didn't even, I don't think it even hit him or hurt him, but he turned, he dropped down, grabbed his hat, and moved out further, and didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. I was right behind him.
How
those
many, of you guys,
circles.
how many of you guys have seen these old time speed flyers? They stand in that circle and that plane's going by at 160 miles an hour within a foot of their head, and they don't even flinch.
I
Yeah.
don't know how they do that. Oh my goodness.
You know that guy I'm talking about, Steve? He's passed away. Wore the cowboy hat, smoked a cigar.
Oh, yeah.
We
Uh-huh.
got a cage. We got a speed cage, and if you ever seen a speed plane come off, I saw a Formula 40 go right through the fence, and it stripped everything down to the pan, took the head off, the crank off, the wings off, like a rocket. And here these guys are standing out there with jet speed and D speed, doesn't matter, and they don't get behind the fence. They just stand there and look at it going around.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess they're old and they don't give a shit, and they've been doing it all their life, and it hasn't killed them yet. So they figure, what the heck?
Well, I didn't see it, but there's a story about the guy that got hit from behind with a needle nose spinner that went right sticking out the front, killed him dead. Picked him up. I was told picked him up and moved him about 10 feet.
That thing's hauling ass, man.
Yeah.
So which airplane did I see you in front of you, Sparky? Is that your Carnuba or whatever it is?
Carumba.
Carumba?
This is the Vortex.
Oh, I don't know that airplane. That's a different one.
That's my own design.
Has it got tapered trailing edges?
Yes.
I thought it did.
Steve Barry came on, said, "Hey, everybody, evening, Sparky." King Bro 45. Hi, what's the code to join the Zoom meeting?
Go to Stunt Hangar. Got to be a member of Stunt Hangar and go to At the Bench, and it's all there.
Correct.
I just wonder.
Yeah.
If you're not a member, there's a guy right there in the blue cap with the gold lettering. He's the guy that'll let him get on.
We've already had Butthead. Oh, that's Helmet Head.
Helmet Head, yeah.
Oh, has he been on today?
No. But, you know, them guys are asking what's the code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suspect.
Must not be a member of Stunt Hangar. So
Brent Williams says, "Hola."
Hola.
bonus tacos.
Are you flying anything except for PA, Sparky?
Profile and N30.
Oh,
and
good for you.
PA. It's if I don't sell the profile.
Well, the profile's on Monday, so you have to sell it quick not to be able to use it.
I think we're going to be rained out on Monday.
I was looking at that a while ago.
I
It's
think you don't know until Monday.
Kira Colleen, she says, I don't think we'll know till Monday.
I told you the only thing I'm worried about, you know, they throw out them hay bales, and as you're coming in the driveway, it gets pretty sloppy gloppy up by
It can be. But like in the past when I had Big Red, I just parked over on the hill and walked down when it was wet, you know. Okay, Monday at Waynesburg, which is not Carmichael's, but the Waynesburg Airport category is 24% chance of rain, 31 at 3, 40 at 5, 35 at 7. So there's a chance we may not get a lick of rain on Monday.
Carmichael's Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. It's 79 degrees, low of 62, and chance of precipitation is about 18% at no, that ain't right. We got 0% at 12 a.m. Then it goes up to about 5% at 5 a.m. Then 6 a.m. it's about 5%, and then at noon it drops down to 0, and then it kind of steps up and it's about 5 to 10%. And this is just a chance, and the
that's right.
precipitation
I think
total is less than a quarter inch. 0.35.
Tuesday's a better chance than Monday, I think. We'll see. We're going to get what we get. And if all else fails, we'll have sandwiches and potato chips underneath the awnings.
Tuesday.
And pizza.
There you go.
Actually, Tuesday's not bad either. It's not even 20%.
Yeah.
No,
I
no.
think we're going to be okay, Robert. I do.
That's wrong. Tuesday
50%
rain is
Tuesday.
65%.
I'm showing 50. Tuesday.
Monday's chance of rain is 50%.
Yep.
And I don't go out any farther than Tuesday, so.
So we're gonna go and it'll be all right. Whatever it is, the worst case, we'll go get hot dogs and pizzas and make sandwiches or something. I don't know.
You bring
Whatever we do, we'll do.
go
Tim
up
and I are gonna be judging Monday.
Bring your slicker.
Boy, Sparky, I like the color combinations you got on that airplane.
Thank
The
you.
red, orange, yellow, and black really looks good. Should show up good against the green tree background there at Brodak too.
He's not flying that one. He's flying the blue one.
Oh my goodness! Though that one that's sitting there, I've got pictures of my Pathfinder LE, the yellow one there, flying there, and it really, with the yellow, it just pops out of that background.
I
Years
don't know,
ago,
Joe. I could fly this one if it flies good.
that's true. Years ago, we were sitting there looking at airplanes fly, Tim and I. Spark, you may have been in on the conversation. And the best color to watch fly is an orange airplane.
Yep.
You can see that in that green background better than anything. Orange airplanes show up good.
I had heard at one time that there wasn't a chance for you to win the Nats unless your airplane was orange.
Is that a fact?
I heard that too.
I never heard that before. Well, what color is Orestes? Says he'd never had an orange airplane. He's won it a bunch of times.
He wasn't around at that time.
Uh-huh. At Brodak's, a camouflage airplane's a mistake, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, silver one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly a silver Mustang, and that's trouble. You got to
Yeah.
pay attention a little bit.
Yeah, but
I
you
got
know
a
where
big
the
red
ground
nose.
is. You
I
could
I got a
close
big
your
red
eyes, Joe.
nose. I got a
Did you
big
get
red
lost in the-
nose. I can see it.
Is it hard? They hard to see? 'Cause of the trees?
Silver can kind of go away a little bit,
Mm.
but I got a big red nose on it. Red spinner. That helps.
What is it, a Mustang?
Uh-huh. Profile Mustang. I'm gonna fly that in PA too. I'll just give him a head start.
You're just gonna rub their noses in it again, aren't you?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt that very seriously, but I'm gonna go play anyhow.
Well, worst comes to worst, you can get your ringmaster out.
It's going.
They start ganging up on you. Get the real airplane out.
You're so funny. Oh my goodness. It's all good.
That's what I love about this hobby.
How many
Well-
judges you got, Stephen, at the Nats now? You got anybody picked up yet?
We've got 9,
You picked one up. Well, good.
and there's 3 more I'm working on. So
Good.
if I could get all 3 of them, then we'd have 12.
That'd be awesome. Well, you lost one, so you really picked up 2.
Yes, that is correct.
Good show.
Mike Stinson.
Good.
And, shoot. Got to pull up my list.
Mike's judged before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he has. And he's judging at Prodex, I think.
Is he?
Oh, Bob McDonald.
Oh,
Said he
good.
was
Bobby
judged.
did. Well, good. I thought if Bobby's coming, he'd be a good one, I thought.
Yeah, you recommended him.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I think he's going to be one of the appearance judges too, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he told me, yeah.
That's perfect. Well done. Get him involved. That's perfect. Well done.
Yeah,
Well
I feel
done.
the appearance judge should be somebody who knows how to build the airplanes.
Oh, Bobby can definitely build.
Oh, I
I
know
no
he
doubt
can.
about that.
Both Bobs. Hunt
Both
and-
Bobs. I agree.
But I've seen judging at the Nats appearance where the guys are ringmaster builders and flyers.
Yeah. Don't be bad mouth my ringmaster.
Yeah.
Leave
But
it alone.
your ringmaster doesn't look like it was sanded with a rock.
No, it's not. But it's not as nice as your airplanes, Robert. It's got silk and dope and just a little light coat of clear. But them rascals. For me, they can't weigh 25 ounces and perform. They got to be less than that. For me.
Yeah. What do you run for an engine on yours?
Brodak 25 with the
How you like the way that
9.5
engine runs?
with the 9.5 APC, and I'll start out at 20% nitro. It'll never get less than 20, and just not even braking, just four stroking all the time.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I bet. Does that 25 give you plenty of power then?
It does. I mean, I'm flying on 57-foot lines, and I'm flying. It's never more than never. It'll be 4.8, 4.9. I can't make it fly at 5.1. That's too slow. It's got to be going a little bit. But on 57-foot lines, 4.9 is not really fast aerodynamically, you know.
I'm bringing my line making stuff along with me. Did you put the tape in the truck?
I did. The tape is in the truck, for fact.
I'm going to make a set of 63s and a set of 62s.
Okay.
I
Good
got
idea.
64s.
I did. The 100-foot tape is in the truck, Robert. Already put it in there. You said you was going to use it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to mine. I had it and it disappeared.
Well, this one you're going to use is a 1971 model, so I guess it'll still be okay.
Oh,
I guess a foot's still a foot.
Well, unless it reads in metric.
Well, it's a Sears and Roebuck's Craftsman. It's a Craftsman.
Is it a brown one with a crank on it?
It's a spool. Yeah, it's a round one.
Brown with a crank on it.
Yeah, no, it's gray with the crank, but I've got a brown one with the crank that's older than that. But that brown one almost looks like it's got leather on it.
Yeah.
This one's not. It's a plastic one, that Craftsman. But
that brown one with the crank doesn't read in inches; it reads in cubits.
Cubits. That's funny. Cubits. You and Abraham, I guess. You gonna wrap them, Robert?
Yeah.
You got your wrapper with you?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Wrapper and wire and eyelets.
Magic marker to mark the distance you want on the wire and all that stuff.
I do not have a magic marker.
You need a marker to mark that wire so you know where to put it on the eyelet, I think.
Do you see what our calendar thing is?
Oh, that's a Galloping Comedian.
Yep.
Red Reinhardt airplane right there.
Yep, sure enough.
I had fun with that airplane. That airplane can't fly a 5.2 lap either. It's that skinny wing little booger.
Got to fly a 3.8.
You got to fly 4.8 anyhow. I mean, for real.
Watch Danny fly his. It flies 4-second laps.
Yeah, he pushes it pretty hard. That boy's a talent too, Robert.
Oh, yes, yeah. He is. You watch him fly that jet stunner, you wonder first, why the heck would he do that?
Because nobody else does, is the reason.
That's right. Because he can. That's the answer to that question.
Well, years ago, Palco had one, and I saw him do. Now they didn't do the pattern and formation, but they did vertical eights and horizontal eights and chased each other around the pattern. You know, they had. How many years ago was it? They had these PT-19s. It was an ARF airplane. I can't tell you who made it. PT-19, and they did the pattern like they flew in formation. They did squares, and they did inside square. Then they did an outside square, where they didn't follow each other. They were ahead of each other, and always the lines never crossed. Right. And if one got a little close, this one had to turn early and get further away, you know, and this one turned early. Those boys are both pretty talented cats.
Well, the ones that I never got to see it, but I've heard about it, and maybe you've seen it, where a guy gets out there and they have him correlated to music.
I've never seen it to music. I've
Has
never
anybody?
seen that.
I've heard about it being done. I think Gordon told me about one of the guys here in the club here that did it. The two of them did it. They correlated both of them flying to music as well.
I've never seen it to music.
I've seen radio fly music.
Me, yeah.
Mhm.
Seen drones fly to music.
What engine's in that airplane in front of you, Robert?
Gardner 60.
Gardner 60. If I started that and set the needle in different, could you tell the difference between the two of them just by
Between,
listening to the Gardner or a stock one?
oh yeah,
You can hear the difference?
oh yeah.
Huh.
You can really tell the difference in the air, can't you, Steve?
What's that?
This difference in sound between a ringed a 60 and a
Gardner 60.
ABC 60. I can hear it.
I don't think I have enough experience listening to them. They all sound the same to me.
I don't know those engines.
It is grrr.
I had a 60 and a Gypsy for years that I flew all over the country, but that's the only 60 I ever played with. Was in a big Gypsy.
It needs to be just braking.
They need to go at the top is all they should do.
Yeah. Just braking on the ground when you let it go. It's yeah, just kind of back and forth.
Are you still running 13-inch props on them?
Yep.
Man, that's a big prop. Holy cow.
How much nitro are you running?
How much what?
Nitro.
10%.
Okay.
I don't like running that high nitro because it eats the nose off the airplane.
Yeah.
Well, then,
I'd run 5 if I could get away with it, but it seems like 10 runs a lot better.
yeah, 5% in that big prop ain't gonna be happy. I don't think that's a lot of propeller.
Now, I've got a Stalker 66, and I'm running a 13.6 on it, but I'm running no nitro. And that thing runs really nice on no nitro. But then it's probably got a higher compression ratio.
Oh, it's higher compression, but take it to Zachary, Louisiana when it's 100 in the summertime and try that crap.
Well, there you would have to have a little nitro, yeah.
What is a
I
higher
bet you-
compression?
Pardon?
The Stalker is a higher compression?
Yeah.
I
No.
suspect so.
No.
Yeah,
No?
No.
I would suspect it is.
I do
No.
too.
It's
This is
designed to
like
run on. It's designed to run on no nitro fuel.
And no, they're not that high compression.
Well, I've flown my my 51 in that Pathfinder LE up here at 6,000 feet. And I've flown it down at 600 feet, and I just had to adjust the needle valve.
Is that right?
Yeah, but it wasn't like a hot day. If it had been a hot day, like I might have had some problems.
We put a little nitro to it in hot
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I've,
The problem with going down from 8,000 or 6,000 feet down to 600, 800 feet is your tank isn't big enough.
there you go. You get open the needle up and you come downhill.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you went to a littler Venturi, you could fix that.
Yeah.
You'd lose power, but you gain power. In the perfect world, if you knew what you was doing, if you had a Venturi set for 5% on a 70-degree day, you could just keep adding nitro and never touch that needle all the way up to 100 degrees and never touch nothing
Well, I think
in the
you're right.
perfect world. But man, that's difficult to do.
Well, now the perfect world now is electric.
But even you guys all talk about that crap. When you go from sea level to density altitude to 8,000 feet, if you're not increasing that RPM, you're going to get screwed, boy, because that
Well, that's
sucker ain't making no power at
That's
8,000
because of
feet.
the prop bite. I mean
The
the pitch
density
of the
altitude
prop.
changes, and you have to go up in RPM to get the same performance.
That's right.
And if you go up in RPM, the airplane moves faster.
No, it doesn't, because the air doesn't have any bite on the prop.
Yeah,
Uh,
the air's a lot thinner, and that's it.
If you take a Cherokee 140 Cessna, a Cherokee 140 with 160 horse like on it, at sea level, wide open, you're 2,500. You're making 160 horsepower. If you go to 8,000 feet, you're still turning that prop 2,500, but you're not making but about 68 or 7, not even 70% power, 64 or 5% power, even though the prop's turning 2,500, but you're only going through the air maybe 100 instead of 120. There's just
Yeah.
no bite up there. The wing ain't working. The propeller's a wing, y'all. It is.
yeah.
When you go up in density altitude, you got to turn more RPM or more pitch, whichever the case may be. And the airplane, even if you get more power in the airplane, the flaps aren't working, the elevator's not working, the wing's not working. Everything's different. There's no free ride, none of it, in my opinion. There's no free ride.
Is that where the case is made for the constant speed prop?
The constant speed prop helps that, but you can, run, you can open the throttle all the way up, still turn 2,500. But at 10,000 feet, you're not making probably 62% power at the very best, maybe
Yeah.
58.
Yeah.
But and say if you had a constant speed prop, you could push the throttle all the way in and run 2,300 RPM and go X amount of speed. But if you run that prop in to 2,550 or 2,600, you will go faster because you got more revolutions on the same throttle setting, open Venturi.
Yeah.
We're running open Venturis, John, on our airplanes. It's just like an airplane of a car that's got the Venturi open all the way. The throttle,
it's a fixed throttle. It's a fixed throttle.
Wide open throttle.
Yep.
And that's why when the density altitude changes and the temperature changes, you have to change something to set the air proper.
Yeah, your whole mixture changes. You don't
That's
have.
correct.
Yeah.
If you were sharp and you could change your nitro 2% every lick, there's a rate that would make it stay. You never touch a needle if you could change the nitro exactly right.
If you were Brett Buck and could figure that out,
I guarantee you, Brett's smart enough.
I
I opt for too much nitro and run a little bit rich, and I still get my torque I want. Typically speaking,
I always get a kick out of the story that Gordy told me about. He was at a contest and he ran out of stunt fuel. And he was running a Super Tiger 46 on his airplane. And so he'd been flying combat, so he had some 35% nitro. So he threw that in there, set the needle on that, and he said that thing never come out of a four-stroke.
that's
The
right.
whole pattern and just growled.
That's I know. That's what I want to do. That's torque, man. That's torque.
Yeah. Well, basically, the nitro is like adding more oxygen to the fuel.
That's right. It makes the prop littler. And then she says, "You want to turn this prop? No problem."
Yep.
I learned about it somewhat years ago. Don Cranfield, my ringmaster, had it at Albuquerque. And it's 88 degrees, density altitude might have been 8,800 feet. And I had a tack, the boy setting that RPM for 9,600. It's real rich. I said, "What's the deal?" And Don Cranfield said, "Joe, just make it sound like it does at home." So I kept screwing that needle into it. It was going nat, 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 nat. And it was 900 RPM more. And I lost the airplane. I thought, the air density so light to make that engine load to brake took 900 RPM more.
Yeah.
But that made it run just right, man. That tack, it's a good reference, but it'll lie to you in situations.
Yeah, I found that out when I was flying at Phoenix on a 110-degree day.
Oh, put 30% nitro in it. Don't even
Oh my goodness.
don't use a tech. I just listen to the motor.
listen. I mean, a tack's a reference. I get that. Once you know what you're doing at 85 degrees, the tack's a good reference, but it needs to sound right. And for some reason, I don't know why, but the LA 46 and the Aero Tigers when they got a ringing noise. When they're ringing, just go to the handle. There's a ringing sound from the combustion. I don't know what that is, but if they're ringing, just go to the handle. It's going to be okay. I don't know what
I'll have to listen for that.
You listen for a ringing noise. They're ringing. Not beeping. They're just into a deep 4-stroke and ringing. And I don't know what that is.
Well, that would be hard for me to hear. I got ringing in my ears.
Oh, that's bad. Robert, ringing.
So I picked up an engine from Tom Lay. It was a McCoy 40 Redhead, the lightning bolt, that he did whatever he did, and somebody told me he hardened the piston somehow because I can run a muffler on it, and the dang thing just keeps running and running and running just like it's supposed to. So I'm curious though what he did because
I don't know. McCoy 40, that's a really good stunt engine, dude.
yeah.
A Nobler size airplane down.
Yep.
You know, if I'd have known what I was doing back then, McCoys would last longer than a week.
You got to run lots of caster and put load on them.
Yeah.
I was lucky. Dick Williams, we had a little stunt contest at my little local club there. And he come over and judged, and I was running a Nobler with a McCoy 35 on it, Redhead. And he sat me down and, he flew McCoys on his planes. And he sat me down and gave me the lesson on how to take care of that engine. He set my engine up. He had it set so slow I didn't think I'd be able to take off. And it just, I said, I'm going to get off the ground. And he said, just try it. We got out there and nice long takeoff. And I finally got it in the air, and then it picked up a little bit. And then it was perfect. Did the most beautiful transitions into 4-2 brake. It was.
I wonder if they could run on Fox fuel.
Yes, it'd run on Fox fuel for sure.
Yep.
I had a McCoy 35 on my first ring. I bought a ring pump in 203. I bought a Ringmaster kit off eBay. Then I copied it and built a scratch one and put a McCoy 35. And I made a pretty good living with that airplane. I could fly that airplane. A McCoy doesn't even hardly need to beep. They don't need to be going na na na. They just solid 4-stroke on the ground. I've had people say it's too rich. I said, no, just leave it alone. It'll be okay.
Yep.
But you talk about that 10-6EW, Robert?
Yeah.
You put a Brodak, a McCoy 40 with a 10-6EW, and you set that thing just to a 4-stroke and not ever beeping on the ground. And you'll 58-foot lines and whatever you're flying, Magician, Nobler, you'll have something. That rascal will work.
And if you keep running like that and you run the caster that it needs and keep it cleaned out, I used to have to decoke the top of that piston every now and then. It'll last for a heck of a long time.
You know, you talk about that. When I was a little boy, Daddy made fuel. And he'd make fuel, I don't know, 10 or 12 gallons at a time. He had a formula. But he made like 29% fuel. And after he got all the fuel made, he'd say, Joe Mike, take that Marvel Mistral and put a cap full on each one. There you go, Robert.
That's a 10-6 EW.
10-6EW. He put a cap full of Marvel Mistral in every gallon. Cap full. And I think he was fighting just what you're talking about. That
decoking?
Keep them clean.
Yeah.
That Marvel kept them clean, I think. I can't read it, but that's another rev up.
That's 11-6 EW.
11.6.
Well, that's why I think that instead of running 26, 28% caster, you should run maybe like 24, and then the rest is a good detergent style synthetic.
I don't have any. I've never done that. I have run the Marvel Mistral, but I've mixed up 25 and 2 synthetic and put it in old Foxes, and it blew black oil out. And I thought, well, that's probably not a good idea. So I quit that. Yes.
Blue black oil?
Yeah. Like it cleaned them. It cleaned the stuff off the pistons.
Oh yeah, those mehanite pistons, they soak up that stuff and store it in their structure.
If I was going to run synthetic with the Fox, I'd run 25 and one, and I'd start with a new engine. I wouldn't use it on an old motor.
That's a
Gotcha.
bag of EW propellers. Anybody
There you
watching
go.
that wants an EW propeller, they're $10 each. And if you think that's too much, go find one.
Go find your own.
You got any 10.6 or 10.5s?
He just showed them to you.
Yeah, I just showed you one.
Oh, okay.
Here you go.
I had one on a plane here, and the darn thing's been on there for 25 years, and it delaminated on the leading and the trailing edge. So I had to.
How we doing?
That's a 10.6 EW right there. Brand new, never been mounted.
Set one aside for me. I'll send you some money. $10, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta recoup my funds out of all these props I bought.
Yeah. That 10.6 EW runs really good on a slightly modified OS 40 FP.
Here's a regular 10.6.
Yeah.
EW.
I got all kinds of props, but I'm plumb out of extra wide, and I busted when I fell on my airplane. I broke my 3-bladed unobtainium Grish 10.4. Busted one of the blades off.
I might have one of those out in the trailer.
Well, if you do, set it aside for me. That works so good with like anything like an OS 35S to a well, I had it on a what was that engine on that? Oh, is it? Oh, I forget what it was now. But I've run it from my 35s and some 40s. It works real good on it.
I've had
Call
good
it
success.
California power prop.
I've had good success with that 10.6 EW on a Brodak 40 on 20% nitro.
Yep,
I've had good success with that.
it's a good prop.
It takes a good Fox. I've run them on Foxes, but not all Foxes will turn them.
Right.
But I've had Foxes that will.
Oh, let's see. The one I had it on, I had a Thunder Tiger 35. That's what it was. I had the Moxie to turn it really good.
Steven, is that your new airplane behind you on your right shoulder?
Looking
No.
at the spinner.
Yeah, I see a spinner in
Wait.
the nose of an airplane.
No, this is a
That's pretty.
Yeah.
What
Like
is
the-
that? Oriental?
That's one of Walt Brownell's planes. It's a
Is it Oriental?
Naki.
Naki.
I'll be darned.
That should be a pretty nice airplane.
Well, it's heavy. It's got a lot of epoxy paint on it.
What is a Naki?
I
620?
crashed the Green Monster, so I had to get something else out to fly.
Is that a
I think a
620?
Naki is about
What
620.
engine? What engine? Naki's 620, isn't it?
That I don't know.
What engine's in it?
AXI 2826.
Oh, electric airplane. Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's one that Walt built electric.
Well, well done.
I don't know if he modified it or if he built it intentionally for electric.
Well, I think the
Didn't get
Naki
to talk
was
to him about it.
I think the Naki was kind of heavily influenced by Bob Palmer's T-Bird 2.
Was the Naki a Russian airplane?
Thought it was Finnish.
Finnish? Okay, you might be right. Vortex.
Generators.
He
Yeah.
He don't believe in them.
No, rat droppings.
Rat drop.
They don't fly in scale air. I just don't believe they work. However, I do have a trim strip or trip strip on my stabilizer on my Viper.
All that stuff, none of it's going to make you win the Nats. But
No.
sometimes, if you got enough wing area and enough lift, it's not stalling, then it's not going to do you any good. But if you got a little thin wing and you're a kiss overweight and you got enough motor to pull it through the corner, the vortex generators help. But those tail end strips, to my opinion, that makes the elevator bigger. It just makes it bigger.
Let me
You
tell
mean
you,
the little plates.
Yes.
Yes.
I use 2 pieces of tape on top, one on top of each other. The
That'll
blue
do it.
fine line tape on the trailing edge of the stabilizer.
2 layers. That's 10 thousandths.
Yeah, it stopped it from hunting.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. It wasn't there to get any goofy shit out of it except for the hunting. I could not make it track. So I put that on there. It tracks fine now.
I can't tell you why, but there's something, some of that stuff will work. And sometimes you won't see it. I don't ever fly an airplane that's not got flap hinge gap seals and elevator gap seals.
Well, you'd
I
be
don't
hard
have an
pressed to get
airplane
mine.
one.
You'd be hard pressed to get mine to seal with the way the hinges are set up. They're set
so
into the
tight.
trailing edge,
Yeah.
like a real airplane, you know.
Yep. He's pulling the gear out of it. Break it off, why don't you?
Yeah, I will. Pull the gear out so I can make it ride in the trailer with the rest of them.
I get it. Colleen and I is looking forward to being there. We're just looking forward to seeing everybody and playing. It's going to be a good week.
I'll tell you, I'd really like to be there. But
Oh,
there's
John.
no way.
I've told people, if you go and you don't think it's worth it, I'll give your money back.
No, I know it's worth it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So many good people there.
I've been there several times and I really enjoyed it every time.
Every time.
I seen you there. You parked out by the restroom, by the head.
That's right.
Yeah, I had my little camper there.
Had your camper with you.
Yep.
I remember that too. That's back in the Jack Sheets days. He was always, remember Jack always had his awning down by that big fir tree. Remember that?
Yep. Yep.
He and Shirley were camped out by that fir tree, and Mary and Jerry was on the other side of the fir tree.
Yeah.
It's funny how you remember stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I miss both them, Jerry Phelps and Jack Sheets.
I agree with you.
Yes, I do too.
If you ever had a piece of pie that Jerry made,
Oh man,
you were blessed.
what's up,
Candy King,
China King? You ready to eat?
it's right here.
Okay.
It's 8:30.
Yeah, I know. We're still on.
Okay, hi guys.
Yeah.
How you
Hello.
doing?
Hi, Chris.
I'm gonna eat while you guys talk.
All right.
Wasn't like I say, wasn't gonna do this stream tonight, but we were trying to get Steve set up and. can't
Well, I
figure
just
it out.
happened to go by and I saw that that it was, somebody was here. So I thought, well, what the heck? Let's go see what's going on.
So you're one of them guys.
I'm one of them guys. Yeah. Nosy.
I'm glad he showed up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So Joe, what you got on your plate? What you working on?
Oh, right now there's 2 ringmasters to paint, a new big blue to paint, and a Reinhardt stunt wing to paint, and a multitude of rubber band airplanes I'm playing with. I was building boxes this afternoon. When you fly free flight indoor rubber band, you got to become a boxologist.
Yes, you do.
So I built a box to hold 3 airplanes, and I got, I don't know, 5 wings or 6. I built different wings for different airplanes just because I'm stupid. I can't help it, to see what flies better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good.
Well, I'll
Plan-
be looking forward to seeing that stunt wing fly.
I need to. I'm going to paint it blue and put roundels and black and white stripes on it too. Just cause. If Bob Hunt can paint his bronze and whatever, I can paint mine blue.
There you go. All right, I gotta step away for a bit. I gotta let the dogs out.
Okay,
No worries.
I'll be back.
we'll be here.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I've made more rooms. I've got 2 rooms now that I can use to. One I can use to make parts. And the other room I can use to assemble them. And so I'm starting to get that set up. As soon as I get that all set up, I will start finishing off. I've got a little Ellie kit that I was started 3 years ago, and it's got buried up when I did my my SV11 ARF. Anyway, so that's my. But I've also got ham radio thing I got to work on. So
We're going flying tomorrow for a little bit.
who's we?
Tim Tipton and I is going to go fly models.
Tim
Control
gonna be
line.
in Kodak?
No, he's not coming to Brodax this year. He was wanted to, but they've had a few issues and it's not time to go right now. So they're going to stay home. It's all good. I'm going to fly I'm going to take the Mustang out and fly the 4-blade, and I may put a different prop. I'm going to play with props to see which prop's better.
I got some rev ups.
A Mustang, I got a 4-blade prop on it, and I brought it in, and it seemed like when it got hot, I had to run the engine really hard. So I brought the prop in and did all the pitch checking, and it had some 4.4s, some 4.3s, and 1.47. So I made everything 4.5, middle and tips 4.5, and I'm going to see if that won't perform a little better on that LA 46.
Those wood blades, or are they?
No, they're carbon fiber 4-blade, but
Okay.
it's 11 and 10 and 5, 10 and 7/8, I think it is. And it works good, but I got some magic, I call them 2-pick 12-inch carbon fiber props, the LA 40. I'm going to try one of those on it tomorrow just to see if it's better. But a 4-blade prop on a Mustang just looks right, John Miller.
It does, yeah.
It just looks right.
That's
I don't know.
really what should be going on a P-47 too.
That guy's name, I can't remember it, from Louisiana that was there at the contest that he gave me that carbon fiber rev up.
John Blanchard.
Yeah, and I gave it back to him the next year.
Uh-huh.
I bought 3 of them. I got them. But they do not, even though it's a copy of a rev up, it does not work like a rev up.
It's
Weight and mass.
it's mass, and maybe I'm wrong, John, but I feel like the wood has give in the corners and it's flexing, and the carbon
Yeah.
fiber don't have any flex.
You can see it when you turn the corner. You can see the prop going like that. I can.
Yep. I've had the carbon fiber rev ups, and they're not the same in my opinion. I'm not. They're good. I mean, they work well, but they're. If I had an airplane that needs nose weight, well, I'd put it on there. But if I can make the wood one work, I'd choose the wood first.
Yeah. Well, doesn't Zor make a 4-bladed wood prop?
I do not know that.
Zor propeller does not work as good as a rev up. I got them too.
You got them too. Oh, shoot.
I'll be selling some Zors. But
Man, I got so many carbon fiber props. I should put a bunch of those in too, just to see if they'd sell at Brodax. I got more props than this old man's going to use. I'm real certain of that. It hurts your feelings when you hurt a prop, or it does mine. If I
Yeah.
got a prop that's working and I hurt it, it hurts my feelings.
Well, some of these props I've had for years, you know. They're like family members, you know.
here's my working props, the ones that I use all the time that have been balanced and And you can't pitch them, but I checked the pitch. This is what these are all 13, 6, and 11 6EWs.
Robert Storick Sparky, that's more than a lifetime supply.
Yep.
That's 18 or 20.
$21.
21. Yeah, you're not going to use that many. It'll be okay, Papa.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just to make it nice and even, down at 20, just pop one off and send it to me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to make it. I
Hello,
need to make it
John.
24.
Hey, John Skukalek.
Howdy, iPad.
Hi,
Hi, John.
Are you coming to Brodax by chance?
No, I was hoping to, but
Darn
in
it.
the end, if I came, I'd be driving alone, and I just don't want to drive 7 hours by myself.
I get it. Darn it. I wish you was coming.
If my
Get one of them
grandson-
grandkids and drag them with you.
Well, I would, except Tyler, who flies, he's got baseball camp all week.
Yes.
Can't miss that.
I get it. I get it.
If not for that, he and his father and I were going to come, but that's all off the table now. So I'll be watching whatever Sparky broadcasts because I would love to be there. It sounds
Man.
like so much fun.
Years ago, I don't know how many years ago, John used to ride his little golf cart around, stop by all the huntings and visit everybody. And we was visiting. I said, John, as long as you have this, I'm coming. Even if I can't fly, I'm going just to see everybody. I mean, it's just, I'm going. I just the way
Big family reunion.
for me it is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a real difference maker
He was a good man for me. He was always
in our hobby.
very kind, very kind.
And on top of it, not just a difference maker, but just a nice guy.
He was
One time the T6 wing blew off at Brodax. And I was kind of distraught a little bit, you know. And Tim says, well, let's go down and see if John's got some wood. So we went and found John. I said, John, my wing came off a T6. Do you have any scrap ball so I can beg, borrow, steal, or whatever? And he said, oh my gosh, yes, Joe. Go in the shop underneath such and such on the left side. Get what you want. So Tim and I went down there and got us a bunch of sticks, maybe, you know, 1/4 inch and 3/8 and half pieces. And we went back to hotel and shimmied that wing back on that T6. And I bought some monocoat and put monocoat over that patch. And yes, I won with that airplane that year.
Good story.
Speaking of that T6, what other ones of Don's designs have you flown?
Oh, I've flown the Cub, the Dauntless, the Helldiver, the Stagger Wing, the Wildcat, the Chipmunk, and the T6. I can think of T-34. So 8 different ones.
What did you think of them?
They're all the same, but the Cub is the worst flying one, and I think it's because the wing's high and the elevator's low, and it's just everything's out of sorts. But it flew the whole pattern. I flew the pattern with it, but I've seen the Navion fly. I didn't fly it, but I've seen the Navion. All his airplanes, if you build them like he says, put an LA-46 in them, you ain't gonna win the Nats, but there'll be a decent flying airplane for sure.
Yeah.
I built that Navion for Jimmy Barnholes. He sure liked it.
He had a knack for the geometry of the airplane and the length of tails and yada yada yada. He just had a knack for that.
Yeah, you know, and I think one of the best things he did is when he realized that he was coming to his end there, he got everything together and made sure that anybody that wanted it, he made it, you know, you could buy it from him, and it was very reasonable.
Well, I bought the $20. He had a thing you plug in the computer.
Yep. It's It's
A
a
USB
flash
drive,
drive.
something like that. Yeah, flash drive.
Flash drive,
Well,
yeah.
I've got that, and I look them over all the time.
Yeah, I downloaded the flash drive onto my main drive here, just so I have it in two places. Yeah,
If you look at the airplanes close and you start looking at the wings and tails, the TBM ought to be the best one of the bunch. Got a long tail moment, a huge stabilizer elevator, and a nice wing, double tapered. But it's just a TBM's not that pretty of an airplane. But aerodynamically, it's probably the bestest of the bunch. Truth
when
be known.
Stinson was kitting them, first one he did was the
Dauntless.
dive bomber,
The Dauntless.
the Dauntless, and I did that in CAD so he could laser cut the parts of that, and that is a nice airplane.
I've flown that very airplane. I've flown Dawn's. Richard Oliver has it today.
Does he?
Yes, ma'am. Sure does.
And it flew good.
It flew good.
I remember drawing it. I thought, man, this thing should really fly good. And I really liked the holes in the dive brakes and all
Oh,
that.
isn't that cute? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think you could take that airplane and go over to the scale circle and fly profile scale with it.
You could put a Sato 40 on the throttle or LA 46 on the throttle, as far as that goes.
Yep.
I think one of the Ealing boys built a P40. I know he did, matter of fact. He built Don's P40 because his dad flew with the Flying Tigers. But I never saw it fly.
Joe, what events are you going to fly at Brodak?
All the stunt events, profile, classic, old time, ringmaster, and then PA, I guess it is. I'm just taking 3 airplanes. I'm going to fly 3 airplanes and everything.
I see. Okay. You're going to make that trip worthwhile.
It's all good. I'm going to fly the profile Mustang and profile and PA just cause. Then, of course, I'll fly ringmaster in old time and then fly it. And they got a ringmaster event. Fly the Venus in classic, and that'll be it.
Do you fly any electric, or are you?
I've had 3 electric airplanes, but I have no electric airplanes right now. Well, I bought a Blue Max, but it's not flying yet. Electric, but I just dinitro, it comforts me.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
It's like I love the smell of nitro and castor in the morning.
But
Huh?
I love all that too. But since I started electric, I fly 3 times. I spend 3 times as much time in the air as what I used to.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one with those IC motors like you are, Joe.
Well,
I
may
have
not
to
be.
fight them.
You're giving me more credit than I deserve, probably, but I do okay with them. But the electrics at the Worlds, dude, not all electrics are created equal either, John. There's some of those better than others.
I understand, but what I've learned is if I'm flying electric, and I fly behind my house here, and I go back there, I know every single time that in 45 minutes I can fly 4 patterns
and not change anything.
I might, and even if I have to change something, I'm gonna get 4 patterns in. If I fly IC, I'm gonna spend a lot of my time making changes that I have to make before I can attempt a pattern. Because it's just it's not as steady.
It's not as consistent. It's hard. I'm going to say it's harder to be consistent with the IC.
Well, I'll tell you, if you fly a twin, you don't even have to think about doing that with an IC anymore.
I've done that. Been there, done that.
I've got a Cardinal that I'm flying on 60-foot eyelet to eyelet lines, and it flies great, and I'm just having a ball with it.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Just there. Every time I go out, I can fly the pattern with it, and try and improve, and it doesn't eat up half the day. It's wonderful. But here's a question I'll bounce off of you. One of the things I've got to do is I've got to get my setup so that I'm not using as high a percentage of the milliamps. I'm at like 90%,
Oh,
and I know that's too much. And that gives me a runtime of 5 minutes and 42 seconds. I've been ratcheting it down the time, and I've actually improved the usage of the milliamps to 90. It was higher than that. But I say all of that really to ask two questions. One, ideally, how much runtime do you want? And then secondarily, what are some of the ways to reduce the absorption of those milliamps and leave more headroom?
Bigger battery.
well, you to help yourself. I don't know how much lap speed you're flying, but if you could,
5.35, 5.4.
okay, so go to 2 foot shorter lines and accept that 0.2 faster lap, and that'll reduce it. And you get down to 5:20 on your time.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do, instead of doing 2.5 laps. No, you can't do that. No, you can do 5 laps in a wing over. That saves 5 seconds. But 5.3s, that's slower. If you could get 2 foot shorter lines and you got down to 5.1, it'll burn less electricity, even though it's going faster, but you're dragging less lines. And you
Well,
might not notice that big.
What is an ideal runtime?
Oh, in my experience, when I was flying electrics, it takes 5 minutes and 20 seconds to do the pattern from takeoff to shut off. You just can't hardly do it faster than that.
So I could cut my runtime down a little bit more
Well,
without changing anything else, and that would help some.
Well, it depends how many laps you're running when you finish it. 5.3, you're going to burn more minutes to fly the pattern.
Yeah, and
You know, if you need, to
gotta
me, you need
leave
take off,
yourself-
do 5 laps, pattern, and 3 laps and land. That's about
you got,
the minimum.
but you got to
Yeah.
leave yourself some time for extra laps in between maneuvers, just in case the wind
Yeah.
shifts or there's
Yeah.
some other issue.
That's why I'm hesitant to
Yeah.
go below the 5 minutes and 42 seconds, I guess.
How many
Yeah.
laps?
Plus,
you
plus
down
you
to?
like to have what, 3 laps to unwind the lines. I mean, maybe that's a luxury, but
That's a luxury. I
Yeah,
never do
is a
that.
luxury. You don't
I
need
never
to
do that.
to land.
But if you could do 5, if you take off, say you take off in front of the judges, the 5th lap you can do your wing over, bam.
Mm-hmm.
You
yeah,
know,
and I do that.
upwind.
That's how I do it.
That saves 5 seconds. And then when you finish your clover, come back out, turn at the top of the maneuver, and come back down to level flight downwind. And you need 3 laps. 3 laps is minimum, I think. And I don't know what.
After you finish the clover.
Right. To do the clover, instead of doing the wing over out the other side, when you get to the top, just pull back out and get back to level flight downwind.
Oh, I
You
didn't
gotta
know
do-
that was acceptable.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. That saves 3 seconds, going over and coming back around. You got to get back to level flight. But 5.3 is pretty slow. That's a slow lap speed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually probably more like 5.35, which is the pace I like to fly at. I mean,
I get that, but if you're killing your batteries, if you shorten the lines 2 foot, you also gain lap speeds, but you gain less voltage because it takes less energy to pull that lap speed. If that
How
makes-
heavy
Right.
is this airplane?
it's not excessively heavy. I got it from Dennis Adamison.
You
So I
run the
don't-
same setup he did?
Yeah, and it's built for the batteries I'm using. I heard you say bigger batteries, Sparky, and I understand that, but what fits in it the way it's built is 4-cell 2800 milliamp batteries.
Mhm.
Did you ask him what propeller he's using?
Oh yeah, and I'm using it's a beautiful propeller. It's a 11.6 badass beautiful prop.
One of the things that Bob Hunt talked about when he had his twin out, when he first had it out there, he had retracts on it. his first flight, he flew it with the gear down, and for that day, and I forget the exact amount.
It was a good amount difference.
Yeah, I
And
heard
then
him
when
say
he,
that.
and
It
when he
was,
retracts, so if you can get rid of some of the drag some way.
If it's got
Yeah.
wheel pants on it, take them off.
Are you
That'll
using
help.
fishing lines?
sorry?
Are you using the Dennis Mission fishing lines, whatever they
Yes, I am.
Spectra?
Can't get better than that.
Yes, I am. And I really like those too.
I don't know. I don't know enough about electric to give a
Well,
educated guess.
I think what you're told there by yeah, him,
Joe?
Joe, was good advice. But I think if there's a way you can just up your battery just a little bit, go to the next size up.
Yeah, I mean, now if I could find a 4-cell with more milliamps, would that help, or would I need to make the jump to 5-cell?
4 and more would be the same. You're running 4-cell now at 28. But I
Yep.
think if you go to a 4-cell 32, it's going to be bigger.
Yeah, and it won't fit probably.
At some point, you say, okay, it costs this much to fly a flight. If I kill a battery every 100 flights, so be it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. That's not the end of the world for me. It's not like, I'm running around to a bunch of contests and all that. So, okay. Well, that's helpful. That's helpful. I'll play around with some of those things and see what I can do.
If you shorten the lines 2 foot, you might be surprised. You might get a better, tighter turn, and you'd finish the pattern 15 or 20 seconds quicker.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I like to have real long lines, but I've been thinking it over here these last couple of years, realizing that I think I was in a rut, and I need to consider looking at shorter lines for some of the planes I was flying. And I think we get to a
everyone.
point where we
Hey,
kind of
Bob?
overlook that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop out for now, but I won't do that Friday. I'll stay till the bitter end.
All right, we're gonna close this off anyway because we've been on 2 hours.
That's fine.
This is an abnormal stream. It's only supposed to be an hour tonight, but
It's good to see everybody anyhow.
Yeah, it is.
What were you doing,
Wish you all
Sparky?
a good, safe
Testing your new
trip.
setup? Is that why you did this?
well, we were trying to get Steve to be a manager of the channel, and we can't figure it out.
Oh, I see.
They've made it impossible to do.
Ah,
You guys are going to Rodex. You have a safe trip.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Good
Yeah.
luck
Safe.
there.
Have fun.
Have
Bring
fun.
some good stories back.
Say
See ya.
hello to
See ya
to
Saturday.
people I know.
For you guys out there watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment after the video's over and let us know whether you think these are, these live streams are something you want to see. Because Friday night hangouts are terrible, but I don't know what we got for viewage tonight, but we'll see. Alrighty, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys
Okay.
later.
Good night, everybody.
See you
Ride
guys.
safe. Ride safer.
See ya.